Democrats on Capitol Hill today marking the 7th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act, just one day before House Republicans could vote to undo it all. Thanks for staying with us here at 5:30. I'm Renee Murphy.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. For the second day in a row, President Donald Trump is pitching the Republicans' American Health Care Act, as it's being called now. He's confident they'll get the vote, but 22 Republican no votes would kill the bill in the House, and several remain on the fence.
I have reservations, as I said.
I don't think this legislation is consistent with what the American people sent us here to accomplish.
We're still in that.
Trying to woo reluctant members, House Republicans have made changes to this bill, including giving states more flexibility over Medicaid spending and promising to boost aid for older Americans to help them buy insurance.
And with such a tight vote, where do our local congressmen stand on the American Health Care Act?
WHAS 11's political editor Chris Williams has spent the day asking that question. And of course, Kentucky's become the battleground state on this very issue, Chris, as we've seen Mike Pence here and the president.
And Kentucky and Indiana having a big impact. We just have some new news about someone who they're trying to woo. To give you an idea of the push for last-minute votes, a spokesman for Congressman Trey Hollingsworth confirmed for me that Indiana's 9th District freshman Republican spent an hour meeting with President Trump at the White House today. He's still considered an undecided vote. 6 other congressmen from our area have their mind made up, though. And unlike other votes, support and opposition know no party lines.
But let's be honest, this so-called replacement legislation is not a health care bill. It is an ideology bill, a fantasy about freedom and choice existing in a market that doesn't exist.
Representative John Yarmouth testified against the plan in a House Rules Committee this morning. The lone Democrat of the 7 who represent U.S. congressional districts in our area called it nonsense. The American Health Care Act, also known as the AHCA or Trumpcare, is receiving an unusually high level of bipartisan support and opposition. GOP Kentucky 4th District Congressman Thomas Massie is getting a lot of attention for his tweet asking, "Why are we voting on this?" and using Senator Rand Paul's hashtag Obamacare Light. Kentucky's 1st District Republican Jamie Comer reported having spoken with the president about his plan while traveling on Air Force One this week. He plans to vote for the bill, calling Obamacare a complete failure and unsustainable. A spokesperson for Indiana 6th District Republican Luke Messer released a statement backing the proposed changes to the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, stating he'll vote to move forward with the promised repeal. He also suggests the bill will get better as it moves through the Senate, and one way or another, lawmakers will come together for a solution. At the Vice President's Jeffersontown appearance more than a week ago, Kentucky's 2nd District Congressman Brett Guthrie stood with 6th District Representative Andy Barr, who both support the plan.
I was part of the committee that helped draft this bill. We had 6 or 7 meetings. People brought their concerns. We've adapted to some of the concerns as we can move forward. But a lot of people mistake the full repeal and replace of Obamacare with what we can do within this budget process.
So for those keeping score at home, it's 4-4, 2 against, and 1 undecided just in our area alone. The 4 Republicans for it, a Republican and a Democrat against it, and a Republican still to decide.
So what about the senators? What does that look like?
We have a Republican and a Democrat in Indiana and 2 Republicans in Kentucky. And what you'll find is that in Kentucky, they're split. The Senate Majority Leader is for the plan, even coming to Louisville for the president's event the other night. Senator Rand Paul, the most outspoken Republican against this plan in Kentucky. And then in Indiana, you have Senator Joe Donnelly, who today told me that it makes no sense for what he sees as a vote that would skyrocket the increase of care and then limit the amount of people who could get care. And then a spokesperson for Todd Young, who's the freshman Republican senator from Indiana, said that he's committed to repealing Obamacare, but he's hoping that Democrats and Republicans can come together and get a workable plan.
You had the president here Monday.
Yeah.
He's been on Capitol Hill. You've talked to these guys today. Any of them say that his presence has helped sway them?
Well, spokesperson for Trey Hollingsworth, who met with the president this afternoon, would not give me anything that I could use on the record about that. He just said that they met and that he hopes to have some kind of an answer before the vote comes down. But at this point, he still considers the congressman as an undecided vote. This is a freshman Republican who got support from Paul Ryan. Remember, Paul Ryan came to Indiana in the closing days of the campaign, and he campaigned for Trey Hollingsworth, helped Trey Hollingsworth beat Shelley Yoder in that congressional race. So the White House and Paul Ryan know Trey Hollingsworth. Will be interested to see if they can sway him before tomorrow.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.